you pick.
They make you read for like 8 minutes. And
Can I will you do one picture? But I will reciprocate.
whole row?
Yeah, if you can.
It's on.
They sold them all now.
That's good.
Dressed up.
They're on top of that.
It's a headache.
Runs a ball line charter.
Yeah, I don't know where my somewhere up front. This is how well. It's nice to meet you. Thank you for impressed. I was like, oh, this is so different. I've never thought about it.
Yeah, anytime.
I don't even know if I can have this.
Don't know anything.
This is a handheld test.
Podium mic test, podium mic test. 1, 2, 3, podium mic test. This is a podium mic test. All right, this is a podium mic test, number 2, number 3.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. Thank you. Oop, a little back just there. My name is Ian Mortimer, and I have the pleasure of being the president of the Golisano Institute for Business and Entrepreneurship. And on behalf of all of our community, I just want to say welcome to everyone, especially those who traveled far to be with us here today. One of the things that we get the benefit of doing is hosting incredible events like this, and it's important for a couple of reasons. One is that our students get to see real time what professional excellence looks like. As you look around the room to our students, you have the opportunity to network and meet and engage with individuals that have traveled throughout the country to be with us here today. But even in some conversations, they're interested in understanding what we're doing here at the Institute and how it can support their initiatives. So please take advantage, introduce yourselves, do all the things that you do so well. The second thing I want to highlight is that we have a value here of caring, and we take it very seriously. We try and model the value in everything that we do every day. And although I do not know all of the details, I'm pretty confident what you will see, students, is an example of caring at the highest level, both in what's going to happen and transpire here in a few minutes, but more importantly, the impact that this day will have on millions of individuals throughout the country. And it's going to be a pretty powerful event. And so again, students, keep your radars on, keep your antennas up, take an opportunity to meet some new people. And to our guests from out of town, thank you very, very much for traveling so far, many of you, to be with us here today. And I have no doubt that it's going to be a pretty meaningful and impactful day. And then the last thing I'd like to say is that we have the benefit every spring and summer and part of fall to spend with our sage, our colleague, our mentor, our coach, our founder, Tom Golisano. And today's the last day that we get to spend with Tom because he's going to be heading south here shortly. And so, Tom, on behalf of our entire community, thanks for another great summer. We're going to miss you, and we'll look forward to seeing you again in May. And thank you for everything that you do for all of us. So. And with that being said, the man of the hour, Mr. Tom Golisano.
I don't know if I should tell them, but I'm going to miss everybody that's here. It's not a lot of fun to go to Florida and leave all these people, but it has its advantages down there. Well, good morning. Thank you all for coming. I'm astounded at the audience, the breadth of it. It's terrific that you folks would all show up for this event. I hope you'll be happy when you hear about it. I've been, over the years, fortunate enough to support many special organizations in our community and other communities. But few things have brought me as much pride, as much fulfillment as investing in children. These hospitals represented here today represent hope, places where skilled, compassionate people change lives every day. Now, in some cases, I've helped them with bricks and mortar, but I'll tell you, it's the doctors, the nurses, the people in food service, the janitorial staff, and people in x-ray, and all of those groups that really make a children's hospital or any hospital really function well. I get cards and letters and people stopping me on the street all the time telling me how great their experience with their grandchild or their child was because of what happened at the Children's Hospital in their community. As you may have heard me say before, I've applied for immortality and I've been refused. I will keep trying. So I've spent the last few years with the help of the foundation organization that works with me, the Golisano Foundation, trying to figure out what would be a good legacy to have happen upon my, whatever that's called, demise. It's been an honor for me to help advance the world-class pediatric care that the 4 children's hospitals are able to provide to children and families during their time of need. Because of that success, I'm proud to announce the newly formed Golisano Children's Alliance. Thank you. The Golisano Children's Alliance is a first-of-its-kind collaboration between children's hospitals that bear the Golisano name, dedicated to elevating pediatric care by expanding services, strengthening collaboration, and ensuring that children have access to the highest quality medical attention close to home. There are currently 4 Golisano Children's Hospitals. I'm going to ask them to please come up and join me on stage. Where are they? Larry. Golisano Children's Hospital is the University of Rochester Medical Center, where we got started in this venture. Upstate Children's Hospital at SUNY Upstate Medical University, that's in Syracuse, New York. Golisano Children's Hospital of Lee Health, Fort Myers and Naples, Florida. And Golisano, the newest acquaintance, Golisano Children's Hospital of Buffalo. Thank you, folks. Today, with the current Golisano Children's Hospital standing by me, I'm proud to announce that I am committing $253 million to 6 new partner hospitals that will join the alliance and incorporate Golisano into their name. As I announce each of our new alliance partners, I'd like to invite a representative to join us on stage. First, the University of Vermont Children's Hospital in Baltimore, Vermont. Unfortunately, the representative had plane trouble, and they were unable to make it, but I understand they may be here for lunch. They received $25 million. West Virginia Medicine Children's Hospital in Morgantown, West Virginia, $28 million. Connecticut Children's Medical Center in Hartford, Connecticut, $50 million. Penn State Health Children's Hospital in Hershey, Pennsylvania, $50 million. University of Kentucky Children's Hospital in Lexington, Kentucky, $50 million. The gentleman just told me they've got this wired into their auditorium in Lexington, and evidently it's quite a crowd. And last but not least, how's that catch? Still got the hands, you know? University of Maryland Children's Hospital in Baltimore, Maryland, $50 million. Before I turn the program over to the next speaker, the director of our family foundation, Erica Dayton, first of all, did a lot of research on finding out the names of the hospitals and who's available and all that type of thing. But then she visited every one of them, every one of the hospitals. And I got all these nice notes from the people at the hospital. Say that Erica Dayton's really a nice person. Now, it might be why she was there. They said that, but no, I doubt it. But then we had representatives of each hospital come to Rochester and do a short interview process with us. And it was actually quite astounding, because the idea of the alliance is very, very important to the hospitals, more so than I ever thought. And that because they can share best practices, they can share purchasing, they can share knowledge about all kinds of technical advances. And we expect to have them together, members of the alliance, at least once or twice a year, where they can really exchange ideas and practices and so forth. And they're quite enthusiastic about that. So these 10 are the first 10, and I think there's going to be more. So. Is this mine? Is this mine?
I'll take a picture now.
Oh, we're going to take a picture. Okay. Can I give him the sun? Yeah. That's Erica Dayton, by the way. Larry from Florida says, have them come down in January. They'll like it a lot better. These hospitals will continue to operate independently, but now through collaboration, shared learning, and a connected name, we'll have the opportunity to share research, training, and best practices, and advocate together for stronger pediatric health care across the country. The Alliance is not about creating another organization. It's about connection and action. The goal is to build a nationally recognized network of children's hospitals that exemplifies excellence, dignity, and innovation in pediatric health care. I want to take a moment to thank the leadership team of each hospital represented here today. Without your hard work and the success of the company, none of this would be possible. I'm talking about the success of Paychex, excuse me, skipped a line. Paychex is largely responsible for this type of event, and there are 19,000 hardworking employees that have made it all possible. As I look ahead, I see a future where the Golisano Children's Alliance continues to grow, where more hospitals join us, more children get care close to home, and more families find hope when they need it most. Together, we're building something that will last long beyond any of us. A legacy for generations to come. It's now my privilege to introduce Dr. Jill Halterman, Physician-in-Chief at U of R Medicine, Golisano Children's Hospital, to the podium.
Good morning. It's a true honor to be here today as we celebrate a remarkable milestone in philanthropy and a new chapter for children's health. I want to thank the Golisano Foundation for bringing us all together today and especially Tom, for your vision, your generosity, and your unwavering belief that every child deserves the chance to thrive. At the University of Rochester, we have the privilege of being home to the very first Golisano Children's Hospital, the place where this story began. More than 20 years ago, Tom made a transformational gift to build our pediatric critical care unit. At the time, children's care in Rochester occupied a single floor in our adult hospital. We had one pediatric surgeon, a handful of advanced practice providers, and a dream to give every child in our region the very best care close to home. That first gift was the spark that changed everything. Tom's belief in what was possible gave us the courage to dream bigger. When he gave again to build what became our 8-story Golisano Children's Hospital tower, we didn't just expand our space. We built a true children's hospital designed entirely around children and families, a place equipped to care for the sickest children with the most complex conditions, referred from across the region and beyond. Since opening our new hospital, we've cared for tens of thousands of children each year, performed thousands of surgeries, and welcomed more than 12,000 newborns into our neonatal intensive care unit. We've grown to more than 600 faculty, expanded our specialized programs, and created a culture defined by compassion, innovation, and excellence. And as our hospital grew, so did our understanding of the evolving needs of children and families. We began to see new challenges emerging, especially in mental health and developmental disabilities. These were areas where the need was urgent, but the resources were severely limited. And once again, Tom stepped forward. His support helped us double our capacity to serve children and teens through the Golisano Behavioral Health and Wellness Center, and most recently, launched the Golisano Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities Institute. Together, these initiatives are transforming how we care for children with complex needs, and they reflect Tom's deep commitment to the belief that every child deserves the opportunity to thrive. However, the true impact of Tom's philanthropy is best understood through the lives it has touched. Children like Jory, who battled leukemia and is now thriving and in 2nd grade, or Samuel, who received life-changing gene therapy for spinal muscular atrophy and today rides his bike and plays with his friends. And Hannah and Madeline Patel, who are here with us today with their parents, Heather and Amit, and their brother Aiden. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about them. Hannah and Madeline spent 80 days in our neonatal intensive care unit after being born at 28 weeks. And in 2023, Hannah faced another serious challenge when she was diagnosed with liver cancer. Thanks to the expert care she received at Golisano Children's Hospital of Rochester, Hannah recently celebrated her first survivorship appointment, and both girls are now thriving 5th graders. The Patel family's journey reminds us that the true measure of our work isn't found in the statistics or the buildings. It's found in lives changed, futures reclaimed, and hope restored. And today, the Golisano name expands to hospitals across the country. That same vision is going to take root in new places. The Golisano Children's Alliance represents something powerful, a shared commitment to excellence, and the idea that every child, no matter where they live, deserves access to world-class care. In Rochester, we see our role as the flagship, not just because we were the first Golisano Children's Hospital, but because we carry forward the vision that began here. That original gift didn't just build a hospital, it sparked a culture of possibility. Being the flagship means honoring the legacy of that first bold investment by continuing to lead with the same courage, generosity, and commitment to innovation that Tom has shown us. His leadership inspired our own, challenging us to think bigger, not just about what we can do within our walls, but how we can serve as a catalyst for change across the region and beyond. So imagine a future where an innovation developed at a Golisano Children's Hospital, like a groundbreaking new therapy, is rapidly shared across the Alliance, reaching children in every corner of the country. Where hospitals collaborate seamlessly and best practices are exchanged freely, and where every child benefits from the strength of our collective expertise. This is the promise of the Alliance. And in Rochester, we are committed to continuing the work that Tom began and building not just a hospital, but a movement. As a leading referral center for specialized pediatric care, our doors are always open to ensure seamless transitions for children who need advanced expertise. This partnership will help ensure that every child, no matter where they live, has access to the kind of care that can change lives. Tom, your leadership has created something truly enduring. You've shown us all that change is possible when compassion meets conviction, and when someone believes deeply enough in the potential of children to invest in their future. On behalf of the University of Rochester and the entire team at Golisano Children's Hospital, thank you for your vision, your partnership, and your extraordinary and expanding commitment to improving children's lives. And to the hospitals now joining the Alliance and sharing the Golisano name, we extend our warmest welcome to all of you. It's an honor to stand alongside you as partners who will carry forward Tom's legacy, building together a brighter and healthier future for generations to come. It's now my privilege to welcome Dr. Scotty Day, Physician-in-Chief at Kentucky Children's Hospital, to the stage. Thank you so much.
Well, let me move this up a little bit. I am truly humbled to have an opportunity to be here today. And for all the students, I want to specifically call out the students in particular. Purpose is the intersection between something that breaks your heart. We heard just a minute ago things that were so passionate to Mr. Golisano. It's ability and skills. And you know what you get? You get selflessness. And guess what? It is contagious. So what you're going to hear today is contagious, and I encourage you to take it with you. Thanks for sharing that part. As a boy, I'm going to tell you a little bit about history, a little bit about where I'm from, just a little bit about what the network is. And Erica said it's all good to do this, so. I grew up in a place called Leslie County in deep Appalachia. I played in the creeks and the hollers. If nobody doesn't know what a holler is, see me later, okay? I don't know if Wikipedia recognizes it yet, but we're going to get it out there. But I'm a proud son of a coal miner and a homemaker. Their work made my opportunities possible. I'm a first-generation physician who cares for children and their families, and we stand today surrounded by others with their own stories of caring and healing. Just so happens I got to hear some of those last night, because even before this event, a lot of us got together just to talk, just to speak about relationships, because once again, a lot of students in here, it's the relationship leadership, not positional leadership, that really gets you places. And from the interactions I had with Mr. Golisano, I can tell you that's the case. I was allowed to go all over the country, but I came back to Kentucky because that's where my heart was. I honestly, when I stand here today, I'm quite certain I may not remember this, because it really is a speechless moment, because it's more about not just those individual hospitals, but it's about all the children and all the families. I had the pleasure to meet the Patels as I walked in, so I'm going off script a little bit. But part of that is because it's just a wonderful family. That is the reminder of what it's like. When you run into a child 15 or 20 years later and you don't even know who they are because you took care of them when they were an infant, it is the most rewarding feeling ever. My son shared with me a famous verse that from everyone who has been given much, much will be demanded, and from the one who has been entrusted with much, much more will be asked. And this is really a guiding principle for me, and it represents Kentucky, and it represents the campus. So to give you a little history of the University of Kentucky, it was created 160 years ago with one mission as our North Star: to advance the state in all that we do. And as I was sitting with the president, we talked about it is unfathomable to think 160 years ago where we are standing today. I mean, it is, a dream that the president talks of being a tomorrow that's healthier, wealthier, and wiser than it is today. And it's this important sense that is why we consider ourselves the University for Kentucky. Now, what we provide, not just in Lexington, but across all the counties, it's a beacon of hope, of healing, a connection to a community, a tether to a shared mission to really advance where we're at. Now, our hospital and medical college is 60 years old. Our children's hospital is just above 25 years. We celebrated an anniversary a couple of years ago. Over the last 6 years, we've seen just a tremendous amount of growth, like 100 or more physicians. We've almost tripled our visits throughout the state. And part of that has really been our mission so that people don't have to leave their home, right? That's what he mentioned earlier. We don't want people to have to leave home. We want them to stay where they're at. It's so important to those individuals. We've added numerous programs. We've added a 25,000 square foot facility specific for a comprehensive IDD clinic. And we've been one of the fastest growing children's hospitals in the country, with our discharges up and our outreach going up. And we're in the design phase currently of an expansion to our complex, which will have a dedicated tower that will have that wonderful name on it that really exemplifies who we are on our University of Kentucky campus. And that tower will be dedicated to women and children. We don't build it for ourselves. We build it to expand healing, to increase our capacity to care, and really to strengthen our mission. And our success has been built and established on partnerships. I mean, it's all about partnerships. And it's partnerships not just with other hospitals, it's partnerships with the community. It's partnerships with the policymakers. It's partnerships with our elected officials and those donors and those people who believe and invest in our mission. And of course, the grateful families who turn to us for healing and hope. We have relationships in our state with 43 Kentucky counties, parts of West Virginia, NICU affiliates through the state, because at the end of the day, our responsibility is to the well-being of the state and how we make it healthier. And I know that the other places that are here share that same vision for them as well. And what we wanted is to create a network in Kentucky. So it's interesting, before we even kind of learned about this, we had a vision to say, what about if we connected some of these community hospitals to a children's hospital? What would it look like? Because we never want a Kentuckian to travel far from home to receive that care. And really today, we're closer than we've ever been. But as everyone in the room knows, in so many places in our state and in our country, there's a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. We have patients that travel 4 hours from the mountains to be able to get care. And we're trying to create a network just within our community to be able to feel comfortable so that they have the level of training, the education, the clinical tools, and everything they need. Now, this network currently is the Kentucky Children's Hospital Affiliate Network, which soon will be changed, obviously, as everybody heard. But part of that is how we touch the community. So what I loved about this is thinking about how you take this network and how you think about things you've never thought of before, because I know those are wildest dreams. Because we have made progress, the needs aren't going away. And I think that, and we can't meet them alone. We know we can't meet them alone. So I know when I speak on behalf of these children's health system that a partnership represents a powerful alignment of values, one that will strengthen our health system, strengthen those health systems, and expand our network of hospitals. I'm going to do a couple quotes here. There's a guy that wrote a book. If you haven't read it, you should have. Mr. Golisano talks about how his entrepreneurial journey has always been about solving problems that made life better for others. He founded a wildly successful business. He talked with you up here. And if you've had a chance to see that wall, he founded an amazing business based on that simple but very timeless principle. And he didn't stop there. Through his foundation and his conviction and his commitment to generosity, as I told the students, this is contagious. He has made his life's work to extend healing and hope to more places, more children, and more families. Today, he's charging us. It is our responsibility to extend the network further. We will answer that call, I promise. We envision the opportunity to leverage our strengths and many strengths of others as a research. This is beyond just the clinical care. It's the trial expertise. It's the infrastructure. And even last week, before this was even announced, I got to sit on a Zoom with Dr. Fox. And we got to have a discussion. He's back there. And we talked about what the possibilities were going to be, even beyond today, because there's so much excitement about this. We talked about it in developmental pediatrics. These institutions have amazing expertise. Imagine what we can do or will do together. We pride ourselves at UK, University of Kentucky, in the work we have done and some of our research, whether it be inherited cancers, immune, neonatal development, you name it. Can you imagine bringing all of these institutions together, what that will mean? It's really transdisciplinary research, but it's not just going to be across the University of Kentucky. It's going to be across the Golisano Children's Network. Another quote, Mr. Golisano learned early on the value of thinking outside the box and not letting perception sway your view of reality. Now that's a real one for me, because some perception may be I may talk a little different. I may be from that holler I told you all about, but I love thinking outside the box, and you've done that, sir. We want to use this incredible gift to spur others to continue to give. This is just the beginning. Chapter 1, you heard a little bit from Rochester. This is chapter 2 of a book that's going to continue for generations. Can you imagine having this across state lines? Have you looked at a map and seen the organizations that are going to be touched by this today? It's unimaginable. And it goes beyond that. Think about this. So my rough estimate with these announcements, you are making an investment in 2.5 million children. That's beyond what you've already done in New York and Florida. 2.5 million children. And this example is not just the treatment, it's about the education of the workforce. There's going to be residents, students, speech therapists, you can name it, every single thing you can think of will be trained in these aligned hospitals. You know, one of our missions in Kentucky is that tripartite academic mission, right? Research, education, clinical excellence. That is what's going to transpond in these forever. It is just absolutely. And we talk about workforce. Maybe it's our, we were brainstorming, maybe it's our child life program that then we could help deal with that, or the child abuse fellowship we have. There's so many options, and there's other that we could share across places to be able to train people to take care of children for generations to come. And I would say, as a great philosopher said, if you only do what you can do, you will never be more than you are right now. In true pediatric form, that is Kung Fu Panda. I couldn't resist. So I told Erica, we got to meet Erica and we got to spend some time. In my life, faith, family, friends, and purpose are the most important. As a husband of an amazing wife and a father of 4 children and a lot of extras, today signifies a hope that we can often dream. We talk about we don't want to just have visited this world. It's short. It goes by really short. So today is a life lesson, what it means to be committed to others, to share in what we have been entrusted with, and to extend grace whenever it's possible. It is the lesson which we also should listen and learn. We're only here for a short time, so despite our applications to infinity and beyond, keep trying. But it doesn't end, and this is really what Mr. Golisano is doing. I can't imagine how this story is going to unfold. And it ripples of hope, tangible interventions of healing. It'll go far beyond us, far beyond our time here. And as you read the story about how the Italian kid did it, I imagine that you would never imagine when you were growing up that you would be here today and this would be part of your story, a story of legacy that most people dream of, a story of hope, a story of healing, and a story of what it means to have those relationships. So thank you for the opportunity to be with you today, to share in this moment of possibility and promise for a better and healthier tomorrow for all of our children. So thank you, and to quote that amazing individual, the only wealth you keep is that you give away. So I'm going to introduce Erica Dayton. She is the executive director, as you guys have met, and I'll turn it over to her.
Scotty, you had a lot of pages here, buddy.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Halterman and Dr. Day. What an exciting day full of hope. Tom, your generosity and vision continue to inspire us all. With today's announcement and your extraordinary commitment of $253 million to 6 new children's hospitals, there's another milestone that I'd like to announce. With today's commitment, Tom Golisano's lifetime philanthropic giving now exceeds $1 billion. Now that is truly a milestone to be admired. So on behalf of the Golisano Foundation, all the recipients of your generosity, and every hospital represented here today, we thank you, Tom. Thank you for your leadership, your compassion, and your unwavering belief in what's possible. To our hospital partners, both those who have been part of the Golisano family for years and those joining us new today, congratulations. You're now part of a network that is united not just by a name, but by a shared purpose to strengthen pediatric care, advance innovation, and ensure that every child, no matter where they live, can receive the care they deserve. By joining the Golisano Children's Alliance, you are committing to collaboration, excellence, and action. You're saying yes to working together, learning from each other, and lifting one another up to elevate children's healthcare across the nation. As Tom has often said, ideas are only as powerful as the people who bring them to life. Today's announcement is the spark, but it's the work we do from this moment on that will define the impact of the Golisano Children's Alliance. Together, we're not just forming this alliance, we are taking true action and creating change we can see. The opportunity to change pediatric healthcare in such a profound way is here, and the work starts today. Before we conclude our program, I'm thrilled to introduce someone who will be instrumental in turning this vision into a reality. Please join me in welcoming Annie Murphy, our new Golisano Children's Alliance Coordinator. Annie brings tremendous experience in healthcare collaboration and partnership development. She will serve as the bridge between the Golisano hospitals, helping connect ideas, share opportunities, and drive the work of this alliance forward. Annie, we're so thrilled to have you on board with us.
What an exciting morning. I am truly honored to join the Golisano Foundation team at this incredible moment in time as we begin the Golisano Children's Alliance. Through collaboration and the sharing of best practices, we have a powerful opportunity to enhance pediatric healthcare for countless children and their families across the United States. And I am so looking forward to working with each of these esteemed hospitals as we turn this vision into reality. Today marks an incredible step forward. It's a day of hope, partnership, and progress for children and their families who deserve the very best care. Thank you to our partners, our teams, and to Mr. Golisano for making this vision possible. Your generosity and foresight will benefit generations to come. Now, it's time we get to work. The first Golisano Children's Hospital Alliance Symposium will be held back here in Rochester, New York in May of 2026. Thank you all for being here today, and I can't wait to see what we can accomplish together.
Just a quick note, I just real quickly want to welcome the contingent from Vermont that I think just walked in the door, so welcome everyone. Enjoy your morning. Thank you very much.